browse by albums all across the file system, and you can browse by people and see pictures of them. This is something Shantanu was actually looking at. Oh, I need to attach some photos of some person. Why can't I search through M2U00393 for it? I know I have those photos. Okay. So these are just some ways of applications that, yeah. Somebody ran it.
You talk about adding data, right? The files on reset are actually file on that place, or they are just linked to the extra storage.
So the files are actually on your file system. The way they're actually stored in folders and everything, it creates, it shows all those files in a separate way. Like your file browser, when you go, it shows you the contents of all of that directory, right? Okay. So instead of showing that directory, it shows only those specific files.
Okay, so it is like a pointer. We can see.
Exactly. So it's a pointer to that, and it shows all those relevant files. So there are different ways of visualizing the files on top of the normal file system. Okay. Alright. Okay, there. Yeah, that is the difficult part. So this goes into a little bit about how the data is actually stored. If you want, I'll give a quick overview. Alright. So when the data is being stored in M2U003, this is a little bit about the data format. It's not stored as rows and tables because our data is continuously changing. Right now we want to add support for storing albums and stuff, so we don't want to create a new table for albums. Eventually someone will come along and want to store some other information. So we have a different way of storing information. We store them somewhat like objects. So you have an object which has loads of properties in it, and these properties have values. And one of the values could be another object. So you have this entire graph of information where each object is connected to other objects. So one object could be a person who lives in this object, which is a location. So this entire thing is made where a huge graph of information is made. This is stored using something called RDF, which is Resource Description Framework, which is something which was started in 1990s, but late 1990s by this man called Tim Berners-Lee. Who knows what Tim Berners-Lee created? He creates a World Wide Web. He's the person who wrote the World Wide Web, which is different from the internet.
He's the web developer.
Right, so he wrote the first web browser, which was also called the World Wide Web, hence there was a lot of confusion. But he envisioned this idea of the web where it's not just browsing text, but you can browse entities, you can browse by people, by structured information. So he called this idea the semantic web, that the web actually understands this is a person, this has certain properties. And this is an offshoot of that project. It started as a research project in Europe, and it is called the semantic desktop because we're trying to extract meaning from all your files and all your desktop applications. So this data is stored in a way similar to the semantic web, which uses something called RDF.
I wanted to know how does the data get to it?
What do you mean?
How does the data get index from simple index or RDF?
So that's when we're writing plugins to, let's say we're writing plugins to extract the file information about a music file. So we have the artist is this, so we push it in that data that this is an object who has an artist with this person has this name, this. So this is what our job is as plugins. When we write plugins, when we are pushing data into M2U003, it has to be pushed in this specific way. And then when it gets pushed into M2U003 will handle the duplication part. Or a person by this name already exists. It must be this person.
There is a background job which is running M2U003 indexer, which keeps indexing your files as they change, as you add new files.
I think of different formats.
Yeah, so there are different plugins for each format. Different के लिए अलग format है, videos के लिए अलग.
Yeah, so and actually we don't support all file formats right now because we recently changed from an ASCII indexer. If you find files which we don't support, like right now we don't support Word files, that's docx, but that's something I'm actively working on. The great thing about KDE is that we have loads of applications that handle stuff like that. So we have a document viewer, we have Calligra suite which already recognizes how to open these documents, so I can just use their libraries and fetch the information. So I don't need to sit and parse the docx format on my own. Does that answer your question?
Is the IDF format available for the user to read it?
If they want to, but I really don't you want, I can show you an example of what it looks like. It's a little scary, but okay.
Sing it for the web by phone.
Same. Here, I'm writing a simple query which so you have stuff like one object, a property, is in this case the type, and if you can't read it, it's code for you. It doesn't scare you then. If you can read it, I'm sorry. And it's an object, and it's stored as basically as sentences: subject, predicate, object. Yeah. We can go a lot more into this, but this is a lot more technical, and I'd rather give a brief overview of the features because, yeah, I'm not too fond of scaring. At least not unintentionally. Okay, so we can go. Questions, anyone? Yeah.
About the instant messaging one, you told that we can view the messages sent by someone else. If I'm right.
Some messages sent to you. So you're chatting with someone, and there are messages going to and fro. So those messages can also be saved in eForm to be searched later.
Okay.
Can not spying on anyone.
Yes. Nobody else can see our messages.
If they have access to your laptop, they can already see your messages. So they can access all your data. So there's not much I can do. But if somebody doesn't have access to your laptop, no, the data is never exported. So it's just kept with you. So it's kind of like your files. If somebody can access your files, actually it's a little more difficult to access eForm because they don't know how to access it. So files are somewhat easier. But theoretically, yes, anyone can access it.
Okay. And what about the web extract? You told about the privacy problem. Can you repeat it?
Alright, so at least in Europe, and especially the European Union, it's big on privacy. That Facebook shouldn't be intruding on your privacy so much. It shouldn't be changing the privacy settings, and it fines all these companies heavily. And it even fined Google $1 million recently for certain privacy violations. So KDE as such, we also, because we're an open source project and a free and open source project, we believe in giving freedom to the users to understand their code base, to have a free operating system. By free, I don't really mean in terms of money, I mean more in terms of speech. Anyway, so in terms of privacy, it might be an issue if, let's say, I'm querying IMDb for all your information about all your video files. And now IMDb would know which all video files theoretically are there in this IP address. And not everyone is comfortable with that, especially if you're in an industry environment. You guys know KDE is used heavily in embassies. The German embassy actually uses KDE internally. So it's used in all kinds of really important places where they care about privacy, and especially in industries environments. If I'm working in a company which I have to sign NDA agreements and everything, and I have say documents, they don't want even the document name to go to someone else. People are really privacy careful, and it's important. So that's why we don't intend to by default send this information to any other source, even simple information like a file name, because it could be used to gather information about that person. Alright? Question? Okay. And finally there's data visualization, which is an emerging field, and we need a lot of work to be done on this. We have a lot of photos, like we have album art and stuff, so that should be shown properly. Right now the best way of visualizing data is this thing which I actually wrote recently, and the good part about it is actually lets you browse your music. And I actually use Dolphin, the file manager, as my music player because I can play the music over here and I can browse it by all different ways. I'm not too fond of mainstream music players. Right. And finally, of course, searching, which, yeah.
Multiple tags searching.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Can we search using adding multiple tags?
Yeah. So you can add multiple tags to a file. Let's say to do, and I can add tags to them. The college. Here we go. So tags, and let's say Dream, and it shows me all the files, and I want to search by college as well. Multiple tags, Dream and college. So, sorry, maybe I didn't understand your question.
I was asking like you search by performer would place
Yeah.
and then also one more tag in the same search.
Yes, so you can combine all kind of things. You can say performer codeplay and hashtag KDE, or you can say or hashtag KDE, and actually you can actually make slightly complex expressions also. But the complex expressions, our parser isn't that great. That is another GSOC idea. This time to write a decent parser for queries and actually provide, like right now when I type performer, I have to remember it's called performer and I have to give codeplay. So it should provide auto-completion and stuff. So that's actually some, I might take a GSOC student for that this year. I only plan to take one GSOC student, so let's see. Yeah, does that answer your question? Okay. Yeah, so the final way is searching, and this is something some of you might have seen already before, but it's one of the most creative uses of an homework I could think of, so I'm going to show it again. This hasn't been shown here before, but you might have found it online. Yeah. Yeah, it's connected. Yeah. Alright, so, I know. Alright, okay, so, how many people here watch Big Bang Theory? Come on, you're all geeks, you should get the jokes. They're really funny, and you're all smarter than me, probably in terms of physics and all that stuff. I don't understand physics and chemistry that much. Should get them even more. So, Big Bang Theory I really like, and you can normally just search through your file names or text information. And let's see if this works. I haven't used this for over 2 years actually, and right now I was sitting and making it work. So, yeah, let's see. Stanley.
You boys may have had some auto Stanley and got an autographed comics, but I saw the inside of his house and got an autographed application for a restraining order.
So this is not working.
Sweet. Plus, I get to hang out with him again.
Yeah. So it's supposed to show all the occurrences of Stanley. So let me try something else. This should hopefully work. Please work. No. Yeah, it's not. So no. But this is something I might show after lunch since I fixed up the minor bugs. Come on. No. Never mind. So there goes my really cool. Alright, so this is not really working, but I'll fix it during lunch time. What this really does is it allows you, when I type Stanley, it shows the first occurrence when somebody said Stanley.
Yeah, well, not necessarily. We broke up again. So you can think about other people in there.
Right. So what this does is it's supposed to do, and I'll fix up the minor bugs. I haven't used this in 2 years, and keep getting changed. Is that it allows you to search in an audio manner, that you type a word, and wherever someone said that word, it will pop up. Any clues on how this is done? I mean, it's there on the screen, but I hope you didn't read it. Anyone? Yep. So he's right. Subtitles. So we can actually use the. Yeah.
The best part is when Anda showed this 2 years, when he showed this for the first time 2 years back, and he was asking me and Ron, okay, guess how did we do it? Like, whoa, what? did you do some audio recognition stuff? And 5 minutes later it was, okay, I give up, I don't know how, like subtitles are.
Yeah, so we even have this thing
So a
called a
solution
ref
might be easy
extractor.
than you think.
Yeah, so we have this thing called a ref extractor, so we can theoretically fetch subtitle files online, and we can parse the subtitle files and yeah, perfect. Yeah, that will be better. I actually have the video. Yeah.
Oh, you have it.
Yeah, this is a good. I had the video.
If they cannot find it by the time I reach there.
Yeah, you show the video. If internet is working, we can show it online. Okay. This. Yeah. So the way this works is that we can theoretically fetch information. Yeah. So we can fetch information online and we can get the subtitles online. There's a slight problem of always getting the correct subtitles because synchronization is an issue. So the best way is if you already have the subtitles on your system, we can look through them and we can parse the entire subtitle. Okay, I'm sorry.
Rest it.
Wait, so you'll actually get to see it.
Seriously?
Anyway, yeah, let me just talk. This seems to be Murphy's, right? Yes.
My incredible Hulk has Cypher Stanley. Lee is going to do a signing on Thursday. So in the sense of Stanley, Stanley does not have a contagious illness. Stanley! Well, Stanley's going to do a signing on Thursday. In the sense of Stanley, Stanley does not have a contagious illness. Stanley! Well, Stanley.
Yes, we did all that. Starting with soft, ending with bird, 3 to 12 seconds in the middle. And the famous.
Bazinga, zinga, 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 Bazinga.
One of the more innovative uses of searching that you have the subtitles, you parse them, you save them with extract the date time out of each of the SRT files and time, not date, and you search through that in such a way, and when you get the results, you show them the video at that place. Now this is something I first demoed a year back or so, 2 years actually, and it still hasn't found its way into normal KDE installations because this is a hard thing to ship. You need to create a really nice user interface. You can't create a separate application like I have for searching for videos. This needs to be integrated in other applications. Hopefully this will be done in Plasma Media Center soon. So it's cool. I mean, you can think of many different ways of searching beyond the obvious. So yeah, that's what EcoMook is. It's a structured storage medium which is used all across different applications and it's used heavily for searching. Questions, anyone? Yeah. Not that I know. I wrote this. maybe someone else has thought of it and they made an application like this. Can't really say.
And from where you got it? From there.
I don't know, it just came to me in the blue. Yeah, so it just came to me, and actually I have some more ideas of doing this, but that's a longer discussion. Right, comes to you. Any other questions? Great. So that's what NepoMock is, and there are a lot of places to improve NepoMock, especially in the visualization of data part, and even data extraction, and there are many applications that still don't use NepoMock. So if you're looking to get involved, there was one more slide. Anyway, so there's the mailing list, and which you can look online, NepoMock mailing list, and we have a IRC channel, NepoMock KDE, and there's the tech base, which is a form for technical documentation on NepoMock, which is techbase.kd.org/NepoMock. Then we have one site called community.kd.org/NepoMock that tells information like how to get started in contributing to NepoMock and how to get started contributing to other projects. That's about it.
Here's how you join a mailing list. So I googled for let's say NepoMock mailing list. Most probably it will be the first one outline. Then okay. So if you read this, this line, web-based subscriptions have been disabled due to abuse. To subscribe to NepoMock, please send an email to this email with the subject subscribe. This will be the same for KD Devil, KD India, and everything. So what you will do is you will go to your email account, send a mail to NepoMock request or KD Devil request or KD India request, and in the subject you say subscribe and you get subscribe. That's the way to do that.
Alright, so that's about it. Yeah, so all of you should join this mailing list called kdindia@kd.org. And if you're a little scared to ask questions on popular KD channels like KD Devel or something which is global, this is just an India specific channel. So even if you have stupid queries, just scared about, you can post it there. We're all Indians, we get this is really hard as students, we understand we've not been taught this stuff in colleges. So it's a place to even ask stupid questions or anything, go for it. We're all there to help you. Okay? So that's about it. You guys can go to lunch. I guess after lunch we have a hacking session on KD.
Okay, one thing before that. So how many of you guys is internet working? Internet working? So can you just quickly open your email account and send email to this address with the subject subscribe? It's just send it. Just do that and go to lunch.
Okay. Thanks a lot, guys.
Not because of him, because of his stuff.